because business is about growth, adapting, especially with the days of social media and AI and all this stuff. If you're not always learning something new, you're going to get behind. Your competitor's going to crush you. So what are the three biggest mistakes beauty businesses are making, that's costing them bookings? So I've got Tony here. He's our sales coach, our CEO, and every single week he talks to, permanent makeup artists, beauty professionals on how to really get more bookings, because what we see sometimes is, we can get people leads or potential clients, but then, they have trouble booking them. Is that right?
Absolutely. So like there's three top things I really see. And one is selling versus prescribing. Two is not following up. And three is not assuming the sale.
So let's talk about number one. So you said selling versus prescribing. I like to say pushing versus prescribing, because sometimes you guys might push your services on somebody versus, prescribing. So let's talk about prescribing. Do you have that doctor example?
Yes. So when prescribing, when you go to a doctor's office, the doctor sits there and listens to your issues and listens to what's going on in your body. And it's the same thing in sales. When you have a lead that comes in, oftentimes they're going to ask you about price, or they're going to ask you about different things and be very direct. Instead of, in the beauty industry, it's your job to help that person essentially feel better, just like a doctor. And with that being said, you have to listen to that person and not lead with price. So what I oftentimes see people doing is selling and just saying, hey, I can do 50% off, 50% off, 50% off, race to the bottom, instead of listening to their leads that come in and say, hi, a great example, just role playing this really quick, is, a lead comes in, they'll say, how much is microblading? 99% of the time when an artist first starts working with us, before they take our advertising accelerator training, they'll just simply say, $500. They'll give them the price right out of the gate. Okay. And what that does, it just commoditizes that individual. So
what does commoditize mean?
So commoditize means there's an abundance of.
Like a commodity, like shoes, or sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no. Just you're 100% right. Just like shoes and things like that, you become a commodity. So in order for you to be able to charge more and have higher prices, you have to decommoditize. And the way you decommoditize is actually prescribing what service you offer that's going to benefit that client's need. So what that looks like, and just role playing this really quick, Jake.
Yeah.
I'm the artist. You're a potential lead coming in. So you just came and said, how much is it?
Yeah. How much is brows?
So thank you so much for inquiring, Jake. Have you been looking into microblading?
Yeah, a little bit. I've seen it here and there, but I'm just kind of curious about how much it is.
Awesome. So the reason why I asked that question was honestly because I want to see if it was a high intent lead. Jake literally just said he's been looking into microblading. So with that being said, my response back to that's going to be just this. Completely understand you've been looking into it a little bit. What's held you back?
Well, I'm just not sure, if it's right for me, and it's permanent, so it's kind of scary.
Yep. So I can completely understand your concerns. And that's why I love to do a 5-minute consultation, phone consultation with my potential clients. Do you have time today or tomorrow at 5 o'clock for a free phone consultation?
Sure, I can do that.
Awesome. What is a great phone number for you?
Awesome. And then at that point, I'd give you my phone number, and then you would proceed to, call me and stuff.
Yeah, and notice, I asked Jake for his phone number. I didn't give him my phone number. You always want to control the sale from start to finish. So on that phone consultation, you want to be able to prescribe, because a lot of people don't realize there's so many variations of brows. There's nano, combo, ombre, and regular microblading. So with that being said, you need to listen to that artist or that client, potential client, and see what style is going to best fit them, because they may not know what style they actually need.
Yeah, and like you said, control the sell, control the conversation, and you can't do this in a forceful way. It has to be very smooth. It's a little bit of an art. Like selling is an art. And so what I mean by control the conversation, don't let them lead with everything like, how much does it cost? Well, this or that. Like, you need to be asking questions, and that's the best way to control. What are some other ways?
So another way to control the conversation is by suggestively giving dates. So when you're on the phone doing the phone consultation, first you're going to say, what does your availability look like? And then only offer 2 or 3 dates. That way you're not giving that client too many options.
So you're giving people some options, but it's not an open-ended question.
Correct. You kind of want to control those dates.
So give me an example.
So Jake, I understand you're interested in our services. When were you looking at having those services completed?
Pretty soon.
Pretty soon. Soon as in a week, 2 weeks, because I'm right now booking out almost about 2 weeks now. So I'm very limited. What dates were you looking at?
I would say 2 weeks is fine.
2 weeks, okay. And is a Monday or Tuesday better for you, or are you more of a
Um,
weekend?
I would say more of a weekend.
More of a weekend? Okay, great. So actually, I do have Saturday at 4 o'clock, 2 weeks from now, available. If I was able to get you booked in today, would you be ready to move forward?
Yes.
Awesome, fantastic. So what I did there was I only suggested Monday or Tuesday or the weekend. I'm only being very selective of what I am suggesting to that client. That way I don't overload them.
Yeah, so we recently had a client that it was their first day. They got 6 leads, and they were texting Tony like, "Well, I haven't booked anybody yet." I mean, it was their first day, but he literally got on a Zoom call with them, and you booked somebody on the spot, didn't you?
Yeah, we literally booked somebody on the spot because the first few leads that are coming in, they're always asking price. I don't care where you're at, what you're doing. Everybody's always going to ask you price because that's all they know what to ask is price. So she was just giving back the price, and immediately, not we're very blessed at our company because our success rate is 90%. So I only get on 3 to 5 calls a week with clients who are struggling because we have hundreds of clients. So it's only about 3 to 5 people a week that I have to even talk to. And 99.999% of the time, it's always what they're saying back is why they're not converting. So the minute I got on the Zoom call with them, I was able to pinpoint exactly what she was doing wrong, and we literally responded back to individuals, and were able to book an appointment right on the call. So it's that simple. It's not what you say; it's how you say it.
Yeah, and if you've ever seen that graphic where like there's somebody like mining and then there's like dirt, but then like a little piece and they're so close to the diamonds, that's how a lot of our clients are. They're just not really sure how to sell and how to close a deal, and that's where you come in.
Yep.
It's funny because a lot of times people see me on social media and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I want to talk to Jake and have a coaching call with Jake." And then we give them a coaching call with you a lot of times. And then the funny thing is, they're like, "I want Tony again," just because you help them out so much.
Yep. So sales is my specialty. It's a huge passion of mine, and not necessarily sales, but relationship building in general is my passion, and that's why I've been so successful. Have ran multiple 6 and 7 figure companies, have owned multiple 6 figure companies, and helped hundreds of businesses scale to the next level. But other things that we really, the other two things that we really
Follow up. Those
follow
number
up.
two.
That's like number 2, follow up. There's so many times, and Jake, I want to put this out there because a lot of people on these calls when we get on, they often say, "Oh, well, so and so didn't book with me." The reality of a Facebook, Instagram lead booking with you right away is very slim.
Yeah.
Like just putting that out there. So, because let's think about it. When you're on Facebook, Jake, what are you doing when you're on Facebook? Are you doing something else?
Pretty much mindlessly scrolling and
Yeah.
maybe detaching.
Like, not to put you out there, but you're either on the toilet, you're in between podcasts,
Yeah.
you're on the phone with me. So you listening at home, you're either on the toilet, you're on the couch with a spouse, you're at a traffic light, you shouldn't be on Netflix. You're doing something else that's preoccupying your time, and that's what your lead is doing when they see your ad. So what you want to do is follow up at least 4 to 5 times. That way you are actually following up at different times of the day. So maybe when you follow up on maybe the 3rd or 4th time, they're available to actually transact with you. That's the thing. 90% of internet leads cannot transact with you right when they click on your ad.
And the biggest mistake I see with this is thinking you're annoying people.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact is, most of us have so many things going on, so many distractions that we're not even paying attention to that. So, like, you're not really annoying them. You're actually just getting back in front of them and, like, "Oh, yeah, I forgot about that company. Or I forgot about they do browse." So you're just prompting them.
Absolutely. And it's not annoying. And I always tell people, whenever someone clicks on your lead on Facebook, Instagram, or Google, they have raised their hand interested in their potential services. They've raised your hand. And quite honestly, you paid for that hand raise. So why would you not want to literally follow up that lead until they say stop? Like for me, I know many people are like, "Oh, I don't want to bug. I don't want to bug." But you know what's more painful than bugging somebody, Jake?
Not making money.
Not making money and not paying your bills.
Yeah.
Like that's the harsh reality.
Yeah.
I'd rather bug the heck out of you, Jake, than pay my bills. Or no, not the way around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I would rather bug the heck out of you versus not being able to pay my bills at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
too many of you watching right now are worried about what people think. Like, "Oh, like I don't want to post this story. I don't want to do a video. I'm afraid somebody's going to judge me." Look, the worst thing in the world is like one, not reaching your God-given potential and using your talents to help other people. So all of you have certain talents and gifts, and if you're not getting yourself out there, you're not able to get in front of those people to help them. If they don't know you, they can't flow you. They can't give you that cash flow because they don't know you.
Mhm.
So at the end
That's
of the
fact.
day,
That's a mic drop. That's pretty good.
yeah, I mean, you've got to get in front of people.
And then also on the follow up and not knowing what to say, like let's be honest with you. Every industry is the same when you're following up the internet leads. And even when my wife hired you for the business, you got her a ton of leads. And she was just like many of you at home, struggling to convert them because she didn't know what to say. She just led with price, and she was a victim of that statistic.
Yeah.
However, the minute I jumped in, and she even said to me, she goes, "Honey, you don't, it's a different industry. It's not the same. It's not, you don't know what you're saying. You don't know the industry. You don't know this. You don't know that." And I was like, let me just like for 1 week, just try. Just let me try. I didn't know.
It's funny because she's standing right there.
She's standing right. Yeah, my wife's literally standing. But so when we did that though, I literally just led with the script we discussed earlier, was just building rapport, listening to the person, building rapport. I guarantee you, 100% of you at home are saying, if I could just get that person on the phone, I know I can convert them. 100% of you.
I'm curious. Do you prefer talking to your leads on Messenger, or do you prefer talking to people by phone call? Because I've heard a mixture. So let me know in the comments. I'm curious to see where we are right now on that.
Yep. So, we've been having such a great discussion, Jake. I'm gonna be honest with everybody at home. I forgot what number 3 is.
So for me, number 3, like the reason you're missing out on bookings, you're treating people like numbers and not humans. And so people can feel when you just want to make a sell, when you just want that, that revenue.
Yep.
Like, yes, profits are important. You got to make money. I get it. But like, you've got to build that relationship with people. And part of that is like going back and prescribing, like asking questions, because you don't want to push a service on somebody if they don't really need it. And so I'm going to ask you, like, what kind of, what style of rouse are you going for? What do you not like about your rouse? And that way I can learn more about you.
Yeah. And it's just like when you get on a marketing strategy call with me, a lot of you are probably hesitant out there to get on a call with me because you probably feel like it's a sales call. At the end of the day, yes, I would love to have you use our services. Like, I'm not going to sit down behind that, but I can't tell you how many clients I've gotten on a call and said, "Hey, I actually think you should do this first or this first. Let me help you." And, then circle back to us. I don't mind telling somebody no.
Yeah.
And just, if it's not working, or if I feel you're actually doing really well, I'm going to tell you. So if you think you're crushing it right now with marketing and Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and you still want to get on a call with me, I will give you a free social media audit and dive deep into what you're doing, because there's always room for improvement. And, I think, on the strategy calls that I do, it's literally doing a deep dive of your business and figuring out, okay, these are the potential issues or current issues you're having, and prescribing what tool and resource is out there, whether it's with us or out there that I feel like I'm like, hey, I can give it to you for free. Just do it.
And like, someone's always going to learn something on the call, because we've worked with thousands of beauty businesses. You've been doing that. We've both been doing this since 2017. And so, to me, the biggest factor when somebody's going to be successful or not, and I can tell on the phone pretty quick, are they receptive to our ideas? Are they receptive to at least listening and learning a little bit?
Yep.
Because the people who are so egotistical that they think they know everything and they don't want to learn, those people are never going to succeed, because business is about growth, adapting, especially with the days of social media and AI and all this stuff. If you're not always learning something new, you're going to get behind. Your competitor's going to crush you. And so if you find yourself being like, well, I know everything, which if you're still watching this podcast, you're probably not that person, because you're actually listening and educating yourself. But there are people out there like that. So if you do want to learn something for free, let us know. Like, we'll include a link below. Schedule a free call with us. Like we said, we're not a high pressure team. We're not going to sit there and make you feel bad for not signing up for this, like some of these other companies do.
Yep.
We're just literally just here to help and provide value.
Yep. So, but hey, Jake, it was a pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy we were able to do this in person again.
Nice.
But if you have any more questions or concerns, just drop a comment below somewhere around this video. Let's connect. Tony at pmemarketer.com and my email. Look forward to talking with you.